I think you hit the nail on the head with trust. They're investing in, I believe, long-term support. I run into moms in coffee shops, Nashville small. You run into people everywhere you go, and they're like, my 2-year-old is still the best sleeper in the house, and I tell everybody it's the best money I ever spent. He's still sleeping 13 hours. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. But we were setting up healthy habits from the start, and they just stick. And so I feel like it's an investment in your own nervous system, mental health, physical health, your recovery. And it's that peace of mind. They trust us. It's the peace of mind of having a nurse in your home. Anybody can hold a baby, but somebody who's trained to show up for mom and love on mom and meet her where she's at, or a post-surgical patient, but you show up and you meet them where they're at and you love on them, like that's what you're investing in.
Welcome to Well Coached, the podcast where we talk about how people, sales, profit, and self come together to grow a business that actually works. I'm Chris Weinberg. I've coached hundreds of entrepreneurs into their highest productivity zone by helping them get just corporate enough to lead with clarity, build with purpose, and scale with confidence. Let's dive in. Hey team, welcome back to the Well Coached podcast. We got a banger for you today. The lively Lauren Johnson is here. She's my good friend. She's the founder and CEO of Choose Joy Nursing. They are based here in Nashville, but work outside of the city limits as well, and that's growing like crazy. She is not only a registered nurse with deep clinical experience in the mother and baby care, but she's also an infant sleep strategist who built her own general sleep training method and now shares that with folks that are lucky enough to come across her purview. She is helping parents move from feeling overwhelmed to feeling confident and well-rested and ready to take on this newborn baby that is coming to their life. Her team delivers with compassion, in-home care, virtual care, with one mission: to help families feel seen, feel supported, and empowered during one of life's most tender seasons. Man, I wish I would have known about these services when I was having my 3 kids. Lauren's work is rooted in joy and trust and kindness and consistency, and she's got a heck of a story. She's had her own very difficult time with her own grief, so understands the challenges of what comes with highs and what comes with lows, and she has a story of resilience and of faith, and I'm so proud of her, and I'm so honored to know her because she's been through it. And still chooses to wake up every single day and believe in her faith and believe that things are going to work out and believe that things happen for a reason, and still has this immense amount of joy for people that are experiencing the best times of their life, where she has to compare sometimes to look through the lens that wasn't the exact plan for Lillian. But the story that she has and the way she shows up, it makes her so authentic. And this today, I do certainly want to talk about the business, but we're going to talk about resilience and taking care of people and all that good stuff. So, Lauren, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. What an awesome intro. You just nailed Choose Joy Nursing like through and through. I was so tickled.
Well, it's easy. You make it easy to understand the business. You have a great deal of clarity. The website has a great deal of clarity. You and your team are able to explain the business well. And that's such a big part, that so many people have a great idea and they're good at what they do, but they don't know how to articulate it correctly. And you do.
Thank you. Yeah. I do think that's come with a lot of practice. I think I struggled in the beginning. Okay. I wanted to service moms, and I knew I was good at it, and I knew I could bless moms. But how do you tell mom, I'm going to come over while you sleep and help you at night? I mean, I guess that's exactly how I started. That's what I told them. Yeah. But building the messaging has taken intentionality and time and effort. Yeah. So thank you.
You're getting the reps in, right?
Absolutely.
We hopefully all get better as we go. I want to back up one second and talk about just this journey here. Yeah. Most founders have an origin story. Yours has a life origin story. You've spoken publicly about the loss of beautiful Lillian and how grief and faith shaped the way you live and the way you lead. What do you want people to understand about the role of Lillian and how she plays into the DNA of Choose Joy?
Oh, wow. That's such a good question. So when I had my daughter, she passed away back. I had her in July. She passed away in April of 2025. I thought we were going to shut it all down. Really, when she was born and diagnosed with a medical condition called citrullinemia, I was like, shut shut it down. Like I just didn't have the capacity in my mind or heart to move forward with the business. I was like, my whole focus is her being at home. We're in the hospital. We were in the hospital for a month. And then I got to bring her home. We came home on hospice. I got to have my night nurses in my home. And Chris, I tell you, when they left, like after a night's sleep where I knew they were taking care of her. I knew she was loved. I knew she was prayed over. Because like, keep in mind, I trained these nurses. Mm-hmm. I like helped write like I wrote all the procedure guides to get us to this place here where we are now. So for them to then come in my home and love on me, I still get chills talking about it. I would cry tears of joy when they left because I was so happy to see my baby, but I was so rested. I was like, even though you would think going through what we've been through, she's on hospice. I wouldn't want to leave her side 24/7, but I realized that is loving and kind as it can be. It can also be so draining. Mm-hmm. And to have that space where I got to get sleep and I knew she was in loving, safe hands, it changed everything. And in that, when I was crying, there's one morning I was crying these happy tears and snuggling with the sweet baby. And I just felt I saw this like picture of Choose Joy being all over the United States. And I was like, oh my goodness. I laughed. I remember like audibly laughing, being like, won't God do it? He will take this from coast to coast because moms need this kind of care. And so the fact that I got to experience it, it really changed everything. So now Lillian is truly, when I was ready to close my doors, I was like, we've blessed a lot of moms. It's been sweet. It's been a fun ride. Shut it down. The Lord really opened the doors and said, no, we got business. Yeah. The business came flying in. I mean, it was like, there was no need to shut the doors, and people in my team's amazing. I've just hired the best women, and they kept this running. When I was home on maternity leave, they kept it rolling. They kept it moving. They were like, nope, there's purpose in this. We're loving moms. We're supporting moms. We're blessing moms. And so, yeah, as far as Lillian being now the DNA of our company, it feels like her joy is contagious. We feel like we talk about her in every meeting, her smile, her kicks. She would do these little kickies. And we talk about her and we're like, Lillian just eats this up. She's so proud of mommy. And she's so just a part of everything we're doing and why we're doing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
What an anchor. I mean, she's your anchor every day. The business is tethered to her. And
that's like now
that is. Yeah. I mean, I'm businessy, but that is really a competitive advantage. I mean, you've got to.
I've said that too. It's terrible. But now the grief I've gone through, yes. Parents that call us because they are going through grief.
Yes.
And now they're having a healthy baby and they're like, what do I do next? Or they are going to have a sickness in their family or have medical things going on. And it's like the fact that we understand. Yeah. My nurses took care of Lillian. My nurses took care of me. They loved on me. They prayed over me. And so it's like now people are like, we want to be a part of this. Like, it is so cool. The people that it definitely was not how we intended, but the Lord uses everything for our good.
Yeah.
And so definitely does end up giving you a business advantage. Right. You know, might sound bad, but the Lord will use it for our good.
That's right.
So even though
He has, you've been able to build a public voice around all of this and choose joy, give grace. The idea that joy is chosen and grace is a standard. It's not perfection. I love that. I love that. And how did that internal framework become a leadership framework?
We've laughed, or we've even had people DM us that it must have been a prophetic username because we didn't know. We just thought it was cute. I wanted to start a blog at the time. I mean, this is 10 years ago. I wanted to start a blog like choose joy, give grace to yourself and others. And now we tell our families like we are giving you grace postpartum. You're giving us grace. We're still humans. Like, we aren't all everything not going to go 100% all the time. We are trying our best to show up and love you well, but sometimes personalities aren't the best fit, or sometimes timing isn't working out, or traffic isn't working, things just happen and we're human. Yeah. And I think meeting people in that humanness is so vital. And so I think that's really where this whole giving grace, choosing joy despite your circumstances. And then it's wild to now look at the circumstances this company's been through, that I've been through, my family's been through, is wild, but yet there's still so much joy in the presence of Jesus, is how I feel. Like, my faith has been my rock, and believing in heaven has changed everything for us. I still feel like Lillian is a part of my everyday life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's such a wonderful story. I mean, most people in life get snot kicked out of them at some point, whether it's health or death or job, whatever.
Right. I mean, and grief is grief. Everyone's heart is their heart. I don't feel like my heart.
People experience that in different ways and all that. But what a role model you are to show people that so many people have tough things happen to them and they get stuck and can't find their way out of it. And I'm telling you, man, your journey is like, there's going to be books about it because you have taken it and said, you know what, dust it off. It's for a reason. She's still around. She's my guiding light. And we're going to go share the word and make a positive thing out of this. And
absolutely. Yeah, no, I feel like
you're role modeling in more ways than you think.
Well, thank you. I do feel like when I totally want to feel my feelings, honor my feelings, talk about them, all that good stuff. But sometimes when I get too down and I absolutely will have my days and the grief can be so heavy and so hard. But I feel like I hear her and she's like, Mommy, I'm with Jesus. Like, I'm so good. And I'm just like, oh, you're right. Like, you're the good one.
Right.
Like, we are the ones, in this in between until we get to eternity. And so I just want to make him proud and I want to make her proud. Yeah. And we're just, this is just temporary. So in the meantime, I want to love well. I want to steward all these incredible blessings the Lord's given us. I want to steward them well. I want to steward her story and her message well. But thank you.
Amazing.
I'm honored to get to do this work.
Yeah, it's definitely your calling. Let's go to the people side a little bit. Your product really is trust. I mean, you go take care of moms and help them sleep and learn all the things, but what you really are providing is trust. I mean, your nurses sometimes may walk in at 2 a.m. You're caring for moms. You're caring for babies. Post-surgical clients. Your site literally says you exist to make people feel seen,
feel safe
and cared for.
Absolutely.
You've also named 5 core values, right? Joy, trust, kindness, consistency, and compassion. I'd like for you to pick one of those values and tell me how we operationalize it. Like, what does it look like in behavior? What do these values look like on a daily basis?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, I feel like joy is the easiest to talk about because it's in our name. Okay. It's obviously one of our core values. But I think that's bringing it into even the hard conversations. I think that's bringing it into the hard days of work. I mean, some days, our nurses go into their night shift at 9 p.m. So sometimes that means for the administrative team, we're working till 10 p.m., making sure everybody's where they need to be and everything's going well.
It's a 24/7 operation.
It is. Yeah. It is. It's so hard to have these healthy boundaries. And so we're learning to hire more so that people can share the workload. And back when it was me texting every single mom, I realized real quick, like over time as it was growing, like it couldn't just be me. But I think the whole choosing joy aspect and the finding the joy in it, even in the hard, we're like, God is so good. And I think that's where our joy does come from the Lord. And we see that in our day-to-day like meetings. Like it came up the other day in a meeting. One of my sweet ops managers was like, Lauren, there's one thing I've learned from working with you. The Lord does what he says he'll do. And I was like, well, wow. Well, that in itself is like, that's amazing. I love that. And it's true. It's like we see, and so that brings us joy. Even when we're in our hardest, like moments are, back and forth on this or back and forth on that, or what are we going to do about this? What's this contract going to look like? How are we going to accommodate? This is so sweet, but we have 48 clients in a week coming up. How are we going to accommodate that? We're like, oh, thank you, Jesus, for all this work. How are we going to do it? And so it's like there's just joy in that. And that's just a part of who we are, our culture. And that kindness goes hand in hand. When you're feeling joy, you're going to be kind. Right. These are fruit of the Spirit. Like we're going to display these things when we're living in those fruits. Yeah.
Amazing. As you said, it started with you and now you got a team. How many people are circulating around the team now?
I think there's 5 of us on the admin team and then like 35 nurses.
Yeah. You hear that, team? I mean, how long we've been doing this? How long?
For 4 years going in. I guess this is going to be our 5th.
Yeah. Going into rapid growth.
Exponential.
It is tiger by the tail.
Literally.
So you've got a product that obviously people have learned to trust you fast. A lot of that is thanks to Lillian. She's helping you with your story.
Oh, yeah. So I think we had a great foundation in Nashville. We had a great reputation in Nashville. We loved well. I love moms and babies. I love my nurses. And so that was evident. Yeah. But then Lillian definitely it was just rapid. It was it was a wide cast net.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was wild.
On the team page, we list a real mix, right? Like you mentioned some of that. We have admin, you have ops, there's CFO functions. We have to worry about numbers and profit and all that kind of stuff. There's content plus the nurses and the care partners. And what kind of lessons have you learned the hard way about hiring for this kind of work?
Okay, that's a great question.
Because not everybody can be a fit.
No,
right?
And our culture is so important. Like
yes.
Our culture is huge, and so being a right fit for our culture matters. Who
thrives on the team? What kind of person thrives on our team?
Well, as Chris likes to say, a high I. We are a lot
disc profile, everybody.
Yes,
right.
disc profile. But no, really someone who loves well, is intentional, and has healthy boundaries. You will burn out in this work so quick. That was going to be my next question. Who washes out? Like who? People who don't have healthy boundaries. If you can't say no, and every time we ask you to work, because we're sending group texts to 30 nurses. We're like, who can work? And if you say yes to every single one, you are going to burn out. And it's sweet work. We love these moms. But postpartum moms are postpartum moms, and the hormones and females are, we feel all of that. We're very empathetic, and nurses in general are. They tend to also have some of that S in them too, but it's so innate for a female to come into that home and immediately take to whatever needs there are, whether that mom's anxious, whether that mom's sad, whether that mom has postpartum depression. We feel it.
Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of adjustment on the fly, isn't it? Read the room.
Yeah,
right?
A lot of read the room. Yes, I say that a ton in like the training and interview process. Read the room. You meet mom where she's at, and I have to practice that. I can come in hot,
guys. She's preaching. She's preaching our language, right? You know, out there in well coach land, we're big proponents of the disc profile. There's a through line for nurses. Generally, there's always some S hanging around somewhere, right? And if you remember, we've done so much disc work. S's are the caring, put the needs of others ahead of their own, read the room. S's always read the room better than anybody else because they're perceptive. They're using their ears and not their mouth kind of thing. So you're walking right into what we practice and preach every day. So I wanted to stop that. But that behavioral, recognizing behavioral patterns and then meeting people where they are, at the end of the day, that is the leadership structure that will take you past your competitors. Everybody in business sells a product, but having the ability to read the room and meet a customer or a client where they are, that's the catapult. And you're speaking right to it.
Yeah, and we see that. Like that's something that I feel like we can already put, you gave us a language for it, but we already saw how much it have impacted our families, our relationships, our continuity of care, the moms that call us back for baby number 2 and 3. And we saw how that played out. And so the language has been so helpful and eye-opening for our team. And we talk about it now in meetings and you hear what we're, looking for and what a mom might be. So therefore we want to pair them with nurses that are good fits. And so, as far as like who sticks around, it really is the people who truly, genuinely care, who truly, genuinely love this work, but yet they're not pouring from an empty cup. They are taking care of themselves in their free time. And that being said, I try to pour into the nurses for that very reason. We have started doing more. We were going to, monthly, quarterly events where we're treating them. We did a Pilates day. We did an IV day where they're getting to get IV fluids, vitamins, nutrients, all this good stuff, which is blessing them physically. But then we all got to sit down for an hour with IVs in and catch up and just have community. And so that's been great. And so important for me to truly show them I'm practicing what I preach. Another way that we got to practice what we preach this year is we started implementing like counseling reimbursement. So nurses who are getting counseling and working full time for us will reimburse them for so many sessions.
Fantastic.
Because I really felt like I wanted to put my money where my mouth was. Like I really value my nurses being well supported, well loved. So they're not pouring from an empty cup, because families feel that. If I walk into your house, exhausted from the day and I hadn't taken care of myself, you're like, oh gosh, I need to give her a water. I need to take care of her. You're not like, oh, here's the baby. I'm going, you're not trying to go rest. You're worried about me. And we see that from some of our sweet clients. If a nurse is overworked, it's like it shows. And so it's like, that's where we try so hard to have healthy boundaries because they love it. They want to keep working. And same with the admin team. People will work. I mean, we can work 24/7, like you said. Right. So it does start to show when we're burnout and when we're overextending ourselves. And so that's why we're trying to hire kind of like crazy right now, but also going so slow in the hiring process because we want to be so picky. Because it has to be the right fit.
You mentioned our people sales profit self lane, and you just really laid into the self part about people who feel good about themselves are going to produce better results. And
totally.
So you're leaning into that purposefully, which is
I just did
fantastic.
a 90-day review, and I know she wouldn't mind me sharing this with one of my coworkers. And I said, what I'm so proud of in 90 days is I've seen your confidence grow, and that confidence is contagious. I was like, from when you come on in the beginning, of course, naturally you don't know everything like the back of your hand yet. You don't know the way we operate, but 90 days in, we had a review, and I was like, your confidence. I was like, I'm so proud of you being confident in yourself, like, and the business, but like as a person, I feel like you feel more confident, and I was so proud.
Well, that's another good one, guys. I mean, we want to give consistent feedback to team members.
Yes.
And at the same time, leaders who there's the leader who never gives feedback. So employees are always guessing what they're up to. Then there's the leader you hear from when only something is wrong. You've done something wrong. And then really good leaders also catch people doing things right. And it sounds like that's what you just did with her. You recognize that her confidence is building and you let her know it. So imagine how she left that review feeling bulletproof. Yeah. Because she knows her leader sees her.
Yeah. She's words of affirmation too. Yeah. So I knew that.
Words of affirmation.
It was a win all around. And it was true. I wasn't saying it to hype her up, but it was like.
You're being honest.
I was being honest. Yeah. And I'm sure it felt good to hear. And it looks good. Confidence looks good on you.
Right.
I mean, that's literally what I was like, you look good.
Good.
I was like, and you're showing. Like it's evident in your energy and how you talk and how I'm like, we had a mom take a meeting with her the other day, hunt me down on Instagram. So if you're on my personal page, I obviously tag my business like crazy. If you're on my business page, we don't tag me. It's just a business, but it's all about the moms. It's all about the babies. It's not about push and choose joy, give grace. My personal page. Anyway, this mom hunted me out to send me a DM about how much she loved her call with our company. And I was like, I'm so proud.
How about that?
I know. So proud.
Hey team, are you looking to elevate your professional and personal life in the heart of Nashville? Well, since 1957, the Nashville City Club has been the city's premier private membership club, offering an exceptional experience in fine dining, networking, and memorable events. As a member, you'll enjoy top-tier networking opportunities, business development events, mentoring programs, social mixers, and signature holiday celebrations. The club's private dining room serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner in a professional yet relaxed environment featuring menus crafted by Nashville's top culinary professionals. Members enjoy personalized concierge services, including bookings for concerts, events, sports, and dining reservations. Additionally, the club offers discounted private event spaces for personal and professional gatherings, accommodating over 200 guests at a time. We are located at 200 South 2nd Avenue. The Nashville City Club provides a versatile environment that serves as both a home away from home and an extension of your office. The warmth of the staff, the energy of the city, and the pride of the community are felt instantly upon arriving. Join us for this thriving community of Nashville's most respected and accomplished citizens. Apply for membership today and experience the unparalleled benefits the Nashville City Club has to offer. For more information or to start your application, visit nashvillecity.com or email info@nashvillecity.com. We'll go move to the sales part a little bit. I want to redefine sales as it goes to Choose Joy. Sales for us it's service plus clarity plus timing. It's really helping these moms or families make really confident decisions in what they're going to do next. And on your site, you're pretty specific about that. We're selling in-home night care, sleep training incentives, lactation consults, baby education, travel support, post-surgical concierge care. But what are people actually buying when they say, let's do it? What are people actually buying?
I think you hit the nail on the head with trust. I think it's they're investing in, I believe, long-term support. I run into moms in coffee shops, Nashville small. You run into people everywhere you go, and they're like, my 2-year-old is still the best sleeper in the house. And I tell everybody it's the best money I ever spent. He's still sleeping 13 hours. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. But we were setting up healthy habits from the start. We weren't forcing 13 hours. We were teaching healthy habits. And they just stick. And so I feel like it's an investment in your own nervous system, mental health, physical health, your recovery. And it's that peace of mind. They trust us. It's the peace of mind of having a nurse in your home. Anybody can hold a baby.
Right.
Any grandma, any babysitter, neighbor, church goer, they love the little babies. I mean, anybody can hold a baby, but somebody who's trained to show up for mom and love on mom and meet her where she's at, or a post-surgical patient who is raw and exposed and sore and leaking and drains coming out, but you show up and you meet them where they're at and you love on them, like that's what you're investing in.
When folks come to us, are they usually prior planners? Are they coming in a panic? Or how do initial sales outreach when people are inbounding? What's the tenor? Is it all over the place, or is there a common line? Or
yeah, I think it's all over the place. I think it's some of both. We have months that will be fully booked by planners.
Okay.
They have like March and October. If you're due, well, you might be a little late. March is already fully booked wait list.
Okay.
Whereas in October will be similar. Those are just two very big baby months. September is going to be a big baby month.
I was going to say too. Are there definitely seasons?
Definitely seasons for bigger months that like babies are born. It is year round for sure, but there's definitely some busier months. And so it's like there's times where the planners beat everybody else out.
Yes.
And then if you call in distress and you're postpartum mom, you're like, I wish I would have booked. We try so hard to get you in. We want to. That was always my heart, is when these moms called crying, like, I wish I would have, I wish I asked for help sooner. I'm just so proud that they're asking for help. Mm-hmm. Like, I love when a mom is brave and vulnerable and humble enough to ask for help. Mm-hmm. I just think it's silly to act like we can do it all.
Does the husband ever call?
Yes. Yes. It's so sweet. We love a dad.
Because I think I would be that guy going,
we love it.
My wife's losing it. Get over here. Like,
yes, we love our sweet dads when they are advocating for their wives like that. We are all like, get them in. Like, it's sweet and we love it. And some dads are so involved in the process. Some dads are not, and that's okay. We teach their own, but it's precious and it's sweet. And we try our best to get people in. And sometimes it works out. Some months it's 50, like January, February, 50% are people who call immediately needing help. It's cold, seasonal depression, postpartum depression. Everybody was snowed in, iced in, power was out. Everybody's losing their marbles. And it's like, we have room for you. We were able to get them in. Wow. So it ebbs and flows on what we can do and how many people we can get in last minute. I wish there was a way to have everybody sign up in advance, because you can hire in advance, like if you know there's business coming, you can make sure you've got the right people hired and trained and ready to go. But the last minute increase, it's like, oh, my heart, I really want to help them, but we can't always make it happen.
Yeah. So out there, if you're pregnant, prior planning matters.
Yes. If you're a husband watching this, you're in the business world, plan for your wife to have some postpartum support. Yeah. It's the best gift you can give her.
October's going to be here in no time, fellas.
Yes,
get on the phone now.
It's going to be a busy one, I can already tell.
That's hilarious to me that we have 2 hot months where it's just
so hot. In September, too. It's a big one. But, that trickles into October, ends up being fully booked. Yeah.
That's so funny.
And because March is so busy, April's waitlisted too, because those clients all carry over to April. Most people are booking 8-week to 12-week contracts. Okay. When you have some, doctors, medical professionals who want to secure 6 months of contracts because their profession is so, they need sleep. Mm-hmm. So then we have people who sign longer contracts, but for the most part, they're around 12 weeks. And so that when you think about it, if March is this huge month, April's is out now. It's just fully booked. Mm-hmm. And it's a good problem to have, mm-hmm. but we also just have such a heart where we want moms to experience what we're offering. I do think we just are so set apart. I think we're so different. I love there's other companies that do what we do. I think they're owned by great women. I just think that what we're doing, the way that we're training, the way that we're pouring into our nurses, the way that we're loving our moms, it's just so unique. It's so different. And we do have such a unique experience with Lillian. Like, my nurses having walked through grief with me, having walked through a sickness, like a sick child, the anticipation, they all gifted me at our annual team training day. We do an annual event where I'm getting to pour into them, educate, love on them, get everybody, ready for the next year. And they were all chipped in and gave me a big baby gift. Like, the whole pack and play system was so sweet. So it's like we were all celebrating this baby, and all so excited, and had no idea she was going to be sick. Mm-hmm. And so it's like everything they've walked with me through has helped them, I think, be even more compassionate, has helped them be more kind, has helped them experience more joy for these healthy babies that you would never think we took advantage. We were always so grateful, but it's like, I think now we all are like praying extra prayers of protection and safety and health over these babies, because you don't realize how fleeting it can be, and how what a miracle a healthy baby is.
Right.
It's not guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just know that what we're doing is so different. And I know there's such a need for it. And I want moms to experience it everywhere. The DMs I get of people wanting to open in every city. They're like, can we do this here? I'm a nurse. Can I do this for you? Can you teach me how you started this? I'm like, we're
one
getting
city
there.
at a time.
One city at a time. We're getting there.
That's right.
So yeah, it's so sweet. It's such an honor.
When what Lily Ann provided for your team is a massive amount of credibility of they know what the toughest day looks like. Mm-hmm. So 99.9% of everything else they go into is going to be a piece of cake.
Right. It's just such perspective.
How comforting for a mom.
Oh my goodness.
Knowing that you've seen it. Your team has seen what tough looks like.
Absolutely.
And nobody's shaken by it. Your team is drawn to it.
Right.
Which is
it's like, let us meet you in that.
Crazy,
let
man.
us hold space for you.
Most people run from fires, and your team was like, put us in the game, coach.
Right.
Let's go.
Totally. Yeah. Totally. I think that is, and the Lord's just opening doors for us and opportunities for us because of that. I think we're just willing and eager to jump in and love people when they're at their most vulnerable. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like there's so much blessing and favor in that.
We'll talk about profit a little bit because all businesses have to have profit to survive, right? And profit is not greed; it's oxygen. And
totally.
Companies that have a decent profit, it allows you to pay your nurses well, which you do, and maintain quality, and eventually grow into new markets. And without profit, we can't do that. So our model includes those premium in-home services. You've got pricing on the website in multiple tiers, including higher tier, which folks can still have access to you, which is getting harder and harder to do that.
Very much so.
As you started building the business, how did you start making the shift into these different offerings? Like, what were the triggers to say we need this as a line? We need this as a line.
Just moms asking.
Okay,
it was.
So we did it on demand.
Yes, the same with concierge.
Okay.
We opened post-surgical care 2 years ago now, but because a plastic surgeon called and said, y'all are all nurses, can't I send one of your nurses into the home with my patient? And I was like, well, now that you say that, technically yes, but let me ask if they're comfortable and let me do some digging. And she was like y'all are beyond qualified. Most people send a care partner in, like a care tech or just, a sitter service of some sort. And she was like, you're beyond qualified. So I started talking to my girls. Believe it or not, you know how nurses are. We bounce around, we get bored. There are people with ICU backgrounds. There are people with plastic surgery backgrounds that ended up in baby or vice versa. We're in mother baby and now in ICU, and they work with me part-time to keep that baby experience, to keep that baby skill. So we started that service because people called and asked, and now it's booming. We are so grateful for the business. But anyway, so just organically, moms ask for, hey, I'm not local, but I still want your sleep training services. Can you coach me virtually? And I was like, let's give it a try. And I was like, well, that worked amazing. The baby was sleeping through the night in 3 to 5 days.
Wow.
I think most of mine tend to be around 3, but I always meet moms where they're at. It doesn't have to be in 3. It can be a slow, hey, it's up to the mom. So we meet moms where they're at, which you can't. I've been trying to write a sleep training book for years and years, but it's so hard for me to put it in writing when I'm used to looking a mom in the eye and meeting her where she's at. Mm-hmm. So how do I make that for the general public? Mm-hmm. But anyway,
we're doing it.
We're going to do it.
Book's on the way, guys.
It is coming. It is coming. It's finally coming after 4 years in the making. It's finally coming. But all that to say, we truly just had people ask and we said, why not? Let's meet this need. And so it's been organic and it's been so cool.
Lauren has got, she's very untraditional in the way she looks at growth and money, because I really get the sense that she doesn't care that much about it, or she certainly doesn't worry about it. And it's so refreshing because you're just doing your thing. And like you said, based on your faith and Lily Ann and the Lord opening doors, things just keep working out.
He just provides.
But it's because you're providing too. You're looking after lots of people. And I think he's probably just clearing the path for you.
Totally. He is, like I said, favor. I think he's just blessing it. He's opening doors. I always have said there's blessings on the other side of obedience. I believe opening this business was an act of obedience. I didn't really want to do it in the beginning. I was like, I don't know if I want to own a company. I don't know if I want to manage people. Women are hard. Nurses are hard. It's a lot.
And you're meeting people at their most challenging.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I know it's brutal, but beautiful. But we love it. And so I definitely believe that the Lord's clearing the path, and he's, like I said, favor. Like clients are calling from left and right. People are flying us in to take care of them into their city. It's wild. So we're so grateful. But I was very strategic. My dad owns his own business as well. And I did see what that looked like growing up, that if the power went out, you can't pay you don't get to pay yourself. You have to pay everyone else.
Right.
When COVID happened, I saw what happened. I just saw the effects of that over the years. And I just knew I wasn't going to do this. As much as once again, it's boundaries are important. Self-care is important. Like knowing that you're not pouring from empty cup is important. And I knew if I couldn't pay myself, that I would be so burnt out trying to help moms that they wouldn't get the best of me. They wouldn't get the best of the nurses because that trickles down the way I train. If I'm bitter and chip on my shoulder, that people feel that. People know when the boss is, a grouch. And so for me, I knew from the get-go that we had to be profitable or I'd close my doors. I've always said if we're going under, then we're going to, go out with grace and love the people well that we can love and then walk away when the time comes if the Lord closes that door, I'm going to walk away gracefully. And it's not. We have so much business right now. But I just always knew we did have to be profitable. At the end of the day, I knew that my bills still had to be paid. My nurses had to be taken care of. My administrative team has to be taken care of. And my prayer is just to get to keep paying people better. Like I want to pay people. We are small. We're very small. There's no deep pockets. And so we have also just really incredible, humble employees and nurses that aren't doing this necessarily for the money.
Right.
They definitely can work hard and make good money. But at the end of the day, they're doing it because they truly love the work. But yeah, we know that we have to be able to keep the lights on. We all have bills to pay and
we're doing it.
And we're doing it.
As you are finding out, when businesses cross over $1 million in revenue, things start changing, right? It becomes not so much about work harder, because there's only a certain hard work you can do.
Right.
It's about systems and roles and team members and dashboards and cash discipline. No entrepreneur ever thinks about those things when they have their big idea. They're not, unless they're an accountant, right? They're not thinking structure, accounting, spreadsheets.
Yeah, and that's not me. I'm over here high eye. Right. There's no spreadsheet for me.
But now you're intentionally building your team to support that, right?
Absolutely. And that was one of my first hires. I literally hired way in the beginning, and I had a full-time job. So that's kind of how I self-funded my side hustle, my passion project. But I hired my bookkeeper and my personal assistant, which was 5 hours a week, helping me with emails, because I know that's something I'm not good at. So I've always delegated out the things I'm not good at, the places I'm not strong. I know other people can be. And so I think that's another thing we've done really well that I'm proud of is where I'm weak, others are strong, and I can capitalize on that, and I can hire that, and I can look for that. And so I've just hired some rock star.
Okay, time out. That was great. Okay, out there in Well Coach Land, listen what she just covered. Many of us have a business idea, but we think we can't get it off the ground because of time or resources. It is totally normal to keep your real job while you're working on your side hustle. Don't get caught, right? But that is completely normal. Most people do that. They'll start their dream while they're funding themselves at their 9 to 5 or whatever that might be. The other thing where entrepreneurs goof it up is we think we have to do everything ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
And very early on, you're super smart. This is very rare. You hired a bookkeeper early. Most people don't do that. And you hired an executive assistant early. Nobody does that.
And she promoted to my business manager. Right. Guys, she was 5 hours a week and then eventually just grew and grew. And she was so sharp as a tack that it was like, wait, she wrote the SOPs. We were like, wait, she could run the business. And so in our bookkeepers and all of that, she's promoted in so many ways too. Like it's all been wild. And the other thing I hired right out the chute was graphics. I knew social media. I love to talk. I can talk till I'm blue in the face. But now can I make a fancy graphic I'm not artistic in that way. And so I outsourced that too. So from the get-go, I had a team. It was never just me. I don't know if bootstrapping. We still sometimes feel like we're bootstrapping, but I just feel like I've always outsourced. And I think that's been the wisest. It's been so good for us to all work in our strengths.
Yeah. Yeah. As the founder, you want to be in your highest productivity zone.
Totally.
And founders, when founders start getting success in their highest productivity zone as a lone wolf, you have to start worrying about all the other things. So that highest productivity zone starts getting chipped away. Unless you start bringing on people around you, which you've done. And so I'm proud of you for that.
Well, thank you.
Hey team, are you looking to elevate your golf game year-round? Nashville City Golf, located within the Nashville City Club at 200 2nd Avenue South, offers a premier indoor golfing experience right in the heart of downtown. With over 350 real-world courses available on state-of-the-art TrackMan IO simulators, you can challenge yourself on some of the world's most renowned fairways without leaving the city. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or just starting out, our facility caters to all skill levels. Features of the club include TrackMan IO performance tracking, an adjustable swing stage, indoor putting, and great upscale lounge and food and beverage, as well as PGA instruction right on site. Nashville City Golf isn't just about swinging a club, it's about experiencing a revolution in golf practice and entertainment. Our cutting-edge features elevate your game and create an unforgettable experience. We offer flexible membership options to suit your needs, as well as booking for individual sessions. Ready to tee off? Visit NashvilleCityGolf.com to learn more about memberships, book a session, or schedule a lesson with one of our PGA instructors. Elevate your game at Nashville City Golf, where the best of golf meets the best of Nashville. Let's talk about the self a little bit. You guys, and we've talked about this some already, but you are living in emotionally loaded spaces 24/7, and you also are moms carried profound grief. What does being okay look like for you now? How does, not as a brand, but as a human, how are you managing all this blessing that's coming your way? Because you're busy, man. You're busy, and you're going through things that we're crossing bridges for the first time because the business is running so fast. How are you keeping it together?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm like, hope my husband's listening, and this is why I want to go on vacations. I need
Wilson.
that.
Let's
and
go.
I'm like, he doesn't understand why I need a vacation so much, but I just need to go somewhere just to truly turn off. Because when I'm here, it doesn't matter. And even on vacations, I can that's so funny when we opened Choose Joy Nursing 30A. That was like my vacation, my go-to, right? It's so beautiful. It's so convenient. It's so close. It's the whitest sand, the bluest water. We love 30A. Well, then I opened Choose Joy 30A and I'm like, dang it, I just brought work with me. It's great. We love that we can bless moms down there. And my team, my nurses down there are incredible. But it was funny. I was like, was this a good or a bad idea after the fact? I was just like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah. But anyway, so how I'm taking care of myself, I know that I have to practice what I preach. I know I can't pour from an empty cup. I have to start my day with my quiet time. That's important to me. Even when Lillian was here and she woke up at 7, she was so funny. Of course, she didn't have to have any rules. She didn't have to be sleep trained. She was a Choose Joy baby through and through. She said, Mommy, I want to sleep in my cribby. I was like, you can sleep with me. Okay, you want to sleep in your bassinet? She wanted to be in her crib. She wanted to sleep she was such a big girl, and she wanted to sleep. And when we'd wake her up in the night to feed her and give her meds, she would just get so mad. And I was like, she wants to sleep through the night. I need to let her sleep. So we did. We ended up letting her sleep. She thrived. She did great. But I would wake up at 6. I knew she got up at 7 to have me time, to really spend time with the Holy Spirit, so that I was poured into. Because I really feel like deep down, He's the only person who can really pour into me and fill me up in a way that actually is quench my thirst and restores my soul and gives me deep rest. Because even if your baby sleeps well, that doesn't mean you sleep well. And even if, our, human nature and hormones and life is just hard. And so I think true deep rest and true deep joy for me comes from time with the Holy Spirit, 100%. And so if I make time for that, and some mornings it's not as easy to get up early, and I make time in other ways, whether that's worship and prayer in the car, good community, people praying for me, praying with others. But for me, that alone time, as much as I'm a high eye and as much as I want to talk to everybody, I do have to get some alone time to really be still and listen and feel that I'm being poured into.
And that's important, entrepreneurs out there. You've got to have time where you're focused on yourself, and that the people sells profit self. You literally could put self in the front of all that, because if you're not fine-tuned, and whatever fine-tuned means, right? For you, that means 6 to 7 and diving into your faith. For someone else, it may mean going for a run or lifting weights or going to a movie or whatever right. It is. The business will suffer. It doesn't mean the business can't exist. There are plenty of entrepreneurs who have success that don't look after themselves, but it's limiting. You can never maximize. You cannot maximize if you're not in a good headspace, in a health space, all that kind of stuff. It impacts everything. Yeah,
we talk to moms about that a lot too, but you're so right. For business owners, you have to be poured into. You're pouring out so much to the people around you, people that work for you. So yeah, it matters.
Yeah,
it definitely does. And that's where I think too, for me, vacations, I look back and it's so funny. It was unintentional, but I had a girlfriend, her parents owned a place down in 30A, and she would ask hey, do you want to go down just this weekend? And I was like, yes, this is amazing. So I'd work for like 5 nights in a row, and then I'd go down to 38 and sleep for 12 hours a night. And then vitamin D during the day.
Yeah.
12 hours a night, vitamin D during the day, and then go home. And it was like, I was like, wait, it was so cool to see work hard, rest hard. You hear work hard, play hard, but it was like, no, work hard, rest hard. You have to rest. You have to Sabbath. Like that is so important to fill your own cup and to restore your own soul. And so I think I kind of took that with me. That was in the very early phases. And so now I do that in my personal life, in my marriage. I'm like, hey, we work our tails off. My husband's a hard worker too. And we both are, he works, I guess, for a company, but in the real estate world, it's, you know.
They're entrepreneurs.
You eat what
you
hunt.
They eat what they kill, but
yes,
they've got a little bit of a support system.
Exactly.
Right.
So all that to say, we're both hard workers. I'm like, we have to, like, a vacation isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity.
Yeah.
And so I think it's important that we plan intentionally those times and those trips.
So right now we've got Nashville covered, although lots more opportunity here. We've got 30A going, and people are banging down the doors for us to go expand.
I know,
right?
literally.
And so your next journey is going to be really learning how to scale and keep it all together and keep the culture together and the vision together. As we bring more and more people on the team, that gets harder and harder.
Right. Honoring our culture and keeping up our integrity is so important to me. And so that's why I want to do it well and do it right.
Yeah.
Whether that's a slow or, I feel like the momentum and the Lord's just opening doors.
We're going to have trouble keeping it slow.
Right. I feel that. I feel it to my bones. I'm like, it's just going. It's just happening. All these locations we've opened have not been because I had some big bright idea. It was someone moved there and wanted to work there. And that's happened twice. Or moms have called and they're just like, please, please, please open. Hey, this is when I'm due. You got time to hire. And so I'm out looking for people and they're willing to pay us because they know our standards. And they know, yes, you can go out and find your own babysitter, caretaker, but the standards here are so different. And people know that. And so it's really cool. And like I said, just an honor.
Where do people find out more about Choose Joy and how do they follow you?
Yeah, so I'm at Choose Joy Give Grace. That's my personal page. Okay. Our work account is at Choose Joy Nursing.
Okay.
We also have at Choose Joy Concierge if you're into the plastic surgery side of things. If you're outside of your baby phase, that's just anybody needs a nurse. If you need a nurse in your home, shoulder, knee, hip, breast augmentation, tummy tuck, liposuction, you need a nurse. That's what that service is for anybody who wanted a little clarity. But then www.choosejoynursing.com has all of our info, all of our socials. We do the YouTube and the Substacks and the blogs. We have an app coming out in March.
That's right.
It'll be free to all moms. Yes, you can subscribe for extra features like Nurse AI, getting to chat with a nurse bot, but it will be so awesome. So we have a app coming out in March and then hopefully a sleep training book not long after that. So we're excited.
That's so good. Well, guys and gals out there, Lauren's is a story of so many good things here. Hustle is one of them, right? And she's building a business. She's building the plane after the plane has already taken off. Like we're perfecting the engine and the wings and the seats as we go along because the business is dying to do it. And what I love about Lauren is she does not have any fear. And as an entrepreneur, it's okay to be nervous. Nervous people generally perform better. But she doesn't know the word fear. And she always has an optimistic look that things are just going to work out. Things are just going to work out. And they have, and they will continue. And that shows throughout all the customers, all the client. They can feel that for sure.
Totally.
And she treats people right. And generally, when you have a good idea and you treat people right and you have clarity of mission, you have a good chance of success. So
absolutely,
I'm darn proud of you.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you being here as well. But guys, here's another story. You got a skill set. Everybody's got a skill set. You can go do something with it. And this is Exhibit A of that. So thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me and thank you for all your help.
All right.
I've loved working with you.
We're just getting going. Okay, so if you love this, go subscribe and tell all your friends. If you didn't like it, don't tell anybody. And we'll see you next time. That's it for today. Thanks for being here. I hope something in this conversation sparked a new idea or gave you a little clarity. We'll be back next week to keep digging into what it means to lead well, grow smart, and build something that lasts. Until then, stay well coached.